I'm all like this, Now be small matter they solve for inside the social media's lifestyle this morning as I declare you so now. What for you? Now be gist again, say like this. So the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal don't finally announce the date for the final judgment. I'm all like this, that yeah, we just there like this. So as the year announce the judgment like this, before anything happen like this, so Department of State Service, DSS. As the following said that they announced this date for final judgment, the following thing happen, I be great. DSS just fall out to their own again. So, like this now, DSS don't drop one up the same man, saying that the year one gist, say man, some people they plan to do violent protests. Yes. They say they don't hear some feelers, say some people they plan to do some kind of violent protest, underline the word violent. Say some people they plan to do some kind of violent protest around the country. Now, they call release statement just as so following this their information they get. So as they release their own statement, so now what I will read this statement again, just now calm down. As they draw their statement, before anything happen, I be big. Different Nigerians begin they talk their for inside. So the one they blast, the one they defend. Before I give you the reactions when Nigerians react to this their statement, they can read the statement where DSS released concerning these feelers who they get concerning the violent protests where they come, according to them. Now the official Twitter page, Department of State Security, DSS, now verified account. Now I drop this update, so listen and be blessed. It said DSS discovers plot to stage violent protests in the country. The Department of State Services, DSS, hereby informs the public that it has uncovered plans by some elements in part of the country to stage violent protests in order to discredit the federal government and security agencies over socio-economic matters. Intelligence reports have indicated that the plotters include certain politicians who are desperately mobilizing unsuspecting student leaders, ethnic-based associations, youth, and disgruntled groups for the planned action. Meanwhile, the service has identified the ringleaders of the plot as well as sustained monitoring around them in order to deter them from plunging the country into anarchy. In view of this development, university vice chancellors and heads of tertiary institutions are advised to discourage their students from engaging in acts capable of derailing public peace. Also, parents and guardians are enjoined to admonish their children and wards, respectively, to shun the lure of participating in inimical behaviors or conduct against law and order. While the DSS is aware of government's efforts and determination to resolve some of the challenges confronting the nation, it warns those desirous of subverting national security to retrace their steps. This is more so that it will not hesitate to legally come against persons and groups behind the devious plans. Peter Afunaya, PhD, FSI, Public Relations Officer, Department of State Services, National Headquarters, Abuja, 4th September, which is today, 2023. Now, the statement where DSS released now concerning the fillers, so they say don't get now. Say some kind of people they plan to do some kind of violent protest. You don't hear the gist now. The moment when DSS you release this gist before it happen, I be big. Different people they talk their own, they comment. People go get different reactions concerning this statement when DSS released. So, I'll give you a few of the reactions. One, a distinguished field marshal. If you dare Twitter, you must not know this page, this particular handle. This one are very strong, obedient. I need to take any action from anybody. I read the reply what this person give to that DSS message too. He said, putting out a statement first before arresting innocent people. The lack of logic in your department is that you can't stop people from protesting until they become violent. That action hasn't been taken, so you jump into one or scare people is delusional. I know you don't operate by the law, but be aware that you cannot stop people from protesting. This one, you know, they collect DSS and say DSS now they release this message to make people they fear, so that ahead of that tribunal judgment, so people will be say the judgment not favor DSS, they try to scare them, they not come protest. Now tell that person they try to talk, but they try to let them know say they don't get rights to stop people from protesting unless the people can't go violent. You get to the point now. From there, I want Baron Chimeka go talk to you again. Because I tell DSS, man, the most daft person should ordinarily figure how DSS works. They put out a statement like this as a validation for arresting citizens who have done nothing at all, above all, to scare Nigerians. But guess what? This strategy is outdated. This person they try to say, man, say DSS job by releasing this statement to justify, so that when they will begin to package people on that day, so they'll talk say they fair release the statement before. I will take this person talk, not be me talking. Please. Before that happen, I be one Lawrence talking again. One Lawrence Okoro. He said the DSS has only released this statement to back their planned arrest of innocent Nigerians after their written judgment. The DSS is a tool in the hands of the oppressors. Those DSS operatives know the truth. They are humans and have families suffering from the February 25th constitutional coup. If the DSS was created to arrest and kill the suffering innocent Nigerian, then so be it. Yeah. Well, now this guy opinion with that. Before I that again, one Antonia Kotokyo say, we are citizens of Nigeria and our rights to protest must be respected. Any arrest of citizens is violating their human rights, and y'all will be prosecuted. I see you never sent threat messages to Asari when he was in the street of Abuja constituting nuisance. This ain't democracy. Nice point too. This person does say when Asari Dokubo carry a weapon for Abuja they protest. Say DSS no talk put to. Now we be say normal civilians, innocent people, they never even protest safe. Talking about say going violent. He say nah DSS don't want to threaten them. I would say Antonia talk, not be me talker. We all take this last two now. Sharply. One I am Hansi Kotok say victims of your actions might be your sons, daughters, families, and or relatives, friends, helper, boss, and or decider today or tomorrow. The people you may subdue, seize, or trample upon may be the reason for your wishes grant tomorrow. They only want a working system for all, which is true. There is no plot. You people are raising alarm to justify your intended actions. Nigerians have been too peaceful in the face of constant gaslighting, threats, and abuse of human rights. We have eyes on the judiciary, and you people cannot threaten us to overlook the Nigerian constitution and electoral laws. People blood the earth too. People blood the earth. But I take a beg when anybody will plan to protest on that day. I beg, not go violent. I beg. You know, say this country, remember what happened for NSAS period. Those people now wake by that time now, so for their mind that they go to say Nigeria go do better by now. See us, look at us today. Single progress will not make. So I take a beg now. In case you plan protest that day, waka jeje o, not go violent o, because if they anyway, just thank God for everything.